Hello, boys and girls. Shall we get started?
We'd like to say that, in our opinion, it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Because unlike the plastic patriots in Reform, we in Labour are proud to be British, proud of our values, and we know what our flag really means.
That's a good start, eh? The Labour conference. I'm just now a plastic patriot. I'm not even a real patriot. It gets from bad to worse. So that's Yvette Cooper, Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs and the Commonwealth Development. I don't think she's fit. I really do not. What a nasty thing to say about nearly every person, all them people that actually went to that Unite the Kingdom march. You're just plastic patriots. Plastic, unlike her, who's a true patriot because she's doing good for the country. So let's get straight into it, shall we? I've got here on my list, Starmer on Farage. Let's have a look. I'm on the water.
When was the last time that you heard Nigel Farage say anything positive about Britain's future? He can't. He doesn't like Britain, doesn't believe in Britain, wants you to doubt it just as much as he does. So he resorts to grievance.
All I hear from Nigel Farage is a positive future under Reform. It's just mudslinging, isn't it? With no substance to it. Politics has got so low these days that they will just say anything with no backing up stats at all. I'm not the biggest of Nigel Farage's fan, but I do believe Reform is the last party left. Now let's go into Sabina Mahood, right? She is, I believe, the Home Secretary. Honestly, we're going to do a bit on her in a minute. Just watch what she has to say. Can't believe
September,
it.
150,000 people marched through London. 150,000 people. They did so under the banner of a convicted criminal and a former BNP member.
Tommy Robinson made his name with the English Defence League,
setting up an organisation called English Defence League.
He co-founded the English Defence League, an anti-Muslim organisation.
Now the EDL was a counter-organisation to what they saw as the threat posed by Islamist extremism in their hometown.
And while not everyone chanted racist slogans, some did. Clear that in their view of this country, I have no place. It would be easy to dismiss this as nothing but an angry minority, heirs to the skinheads and the packy bashers of old.
Right, this is what made me want to do this little show this week. This made me seriously angry. I was a skinhead in the 80s. I wasn't a packy basher. All of my friends weren't packy bashers. I still wear the fucking badge that says Skins Hate NF. It was a small faction. So this packy bashing that she's brought up over 45 fucking years later, can you believe it? She's inciting violence. She's inciting these people to get wrapped up. She's Pakistani. In a minute, we're going to have a look at another guy and see what you think of him. Now, let's have a look. Where's me glasses? Everybody, where's me glasses? I know. The problem being, folks, I'm on the water. So, Paggy Bash, and I've done a thing here. Bring it up, Leslie, bring it up. So, Paggy Bash, I know they got the 1980s. So, this is where it starts. So this is about integration with different migrants and stuff. So unemployment and recession. So this is where all this packy bashing started from. Blame for taking jobs. Yeah, you can't really do that. Once they're there, they're here and they're part of the British society, eh? Far right groups, National Front slogan, skinhead violence. It wasn't. It was a National Front group. And if you actually looked at the head of the National Front, they weren't skinheads. Yes, there were a few fascist, fucking ugly skinheads. And we did. We fought them as well. We were out there. I used to go to skinhead rallies where this is a skinhead. This is my old skinhead top. Ben Sherman right? And she's now just labelled everyone from the 80s fucking skinheads. It weren't skinheads. The National Front movement got people into it. Then the hate started, and then people like me, normal general skinheads that were actually into the fashion. I had my Lambretta as well, so I was called a scooter skin. That's different than what she's saying. I had to grow my hair in the end because of them wankers. But she's labelled us all as fucking neo-Nazi fucking, which the National Front sort of way. Racial attacks, racial movement, racial motivated violence against South Asians. Majority in South, I remember the Southall riots, Brick Lane riots, etc, etc. Now, let's get right into it. This is where I need the glasses, eh? Hang on. Yeah, no, I fucked up. So, let's have a look. So this all started after the Second World War, migration Commonwealth countries to fill labour shortages. South Asian migrants, mainly Pakistanis and Bangladeshi men, worked in mills, factories, foundries and public transport. So this is the flashpoint, right? Southall, then Brick Lane, Birmingham, Bradford. So Birmingham is where her mum and dad settled when they came over from Pakistan, right? So I get that she might have had that because that's where she grew up, isn't it? No, she didn't grow up there. Where did she grow up? Where did she grow up? So she grew up from 1981 to 1986 in Saudi Arabia. Her dad was a civil engineer there. Hang on. They came from Pakistan for a better way of life. I get it. And then fucked off to Saudi Arabia. And then came back when the job was finished. Yeah, nice, eh? Nice job if you can get it. So let's now have a look at the next person, shall we? I don't know his name, but to me, this is where the common sense... Oh, I don't know if I got it the right way round. Let's have a look. Let's see what's on next, and we'll discuss it.
Patriotism, a force for good, is turning into something smaller, something more like ethno-nationalism.
I'm going to pause it here. Ethno-nationalism is the idea that Japan is for Japanese people, China is for Chinese people, Somalia is for Somalian people. Logically, it's kind of what everyone would come to the conclusion of, that the people who control Ireland and Ireland's destiny should be Irish people. And those Irish people are an ethnic group with shared ancestry, shared heritage. So without realising it, a lot of people are ethno-nationalists. If you asked who should control Japan and who are the Japanese people, a lot of people would be able to tell you. Most people aren't going to say it's an Indian who came in 10 years ago, because it just doesn't make sense. But we'll continue.
Which struggles to accept that someone who looks like me and has a faith like mine can truly be English or British.
Because you're not.
There are some who we will never be able to persuade. But there are others, a growing number, who are on a path from patriotism towards ethno-nationalism. And this can be stopped. But to do so,
crazy, isn't it?
We have to understand why so many people feel this country is not working for them. Because the truth is, across this country, people feel like things are spinning out of control. And without control, we simply do not have the conditions in which our country can be open, tolerant, and generous.
Yeah, a big reason it's spinning out of control is here you have a Pakistani woman saying she's English and that people should believe she's English, dictating to English people what England is, and she's Pakistani. Of course she's going to be against ethno-nationalism. She's not English. She's not of England. And of course you can't expect anything other than these people to push back on it. Because what you must remember, she is Pakistani. Both her parents are Pakistani. The English have England. If everything goes to ruin here, you keep bringing in more people that are all different from each other, England becomes a mess. Civil war between the groups inevitably breaks out. All those people that came here will have a home to return to. The English people won't. They'll be left with a ruined country. And that's why it's very important for English people to embrace who they are. That English people have shared ancestry, shared heritage. England is their country. And it's very important England England is for English people, and you don't have Pakistanis coming in like this dictating to you what you should believe in and how your country should be for them. It's only happening in Western white countries. Has to stop.
100%. Would you agree? Leave a comment below, subscribe, don't subscribe, whatever. Do you agree? I 100% agree with that young man. Sorry, I don't know his name, but I thought it's easier coming from him than me blowing my top. She's Pakistani, and she's the Home Secretary, saying that we're all racist because we don't embrace her. We've embraced these people forever, but now they're up at the top of the tree saying how diversity, bring more immigrants in, bring them in. I just can't believe her audacity. If she doesn't like the UK, she doesn't like where it's heading back to its roots, go the fuck off back to your roots. Which is that she's not even trying to be British, is she? She's not even trying to embrace the British culture. She's trying to get you to embrace Pakistani and Muslim culture.
For me, patriotism is about love and pride, about serving an interest that is more than yourself, a common good. And the question I ask seriously of Nigel Farage and Reform is, do they love our country? Do they want to serve our country, all of it, our beautiful, tolerant, diverse country, every region, nation and city? Or do they just want to stir the pot of division because that's worked in their interests?
Are you serious?
That man that man disgusts me, absolutely disgusts me. Saying Nigel Farage or anyone else, so anyone that supports Nigel Farage, say the Reform Party, is not patriotic. He just lies. This is the Labour conference. Why aren't they talking about their stuff? Why is it all fucking about reform? I don't get that man. He's a vile human being. An absolute vile human being. You can hear it in my voice. I've never known anything like it. So let's have a look at another prominent Labour MP who'll most probably be gone soon anyway. Have a listen to this fucking idiot.
Threat from Reform goes way beyond their climate denying agenda. You see, the truth is, I wish Nigel Farage was just the snake oil Tory city boy we've known about for years. He's actually morphed into something even more dangerous. He's now a key part of a global network that wants to destroy the ties that bind our communities and our way of life. And I can sum up the threat for you in 2 words. Elon Musk. Elon Musk. He incites violence on our streets. He calls for the overthrow of our elected government. He's an enabler of disinformation through X. He thinks he can tell us how to run Britain. Conference. We have a message for Elon Musk. Get the hell out of our politics and our country.
What a bunch of idiots, and he's an idiot. Did you notice the word, because they use this all through the weekend, all through their conference. They stand up on a podium and go, conference. That's just the same as going, comrades. You get it? Comrades, sorry. Comrades. Comrades. Conference. Conference. Comrades. Comrades. Elon Musk, like or hate him, is a very powerful man because he's the richest man in the world. He did not say all this fucking shit that he's talking about. He's for free speech, and he's seen the erosion of free speech in the UK, and that's why he's got X. This is why Tommy Robinson has a platform to say this is what's going on. They don't like free speech, and under their free speech, over 30 people a day are being arrested for fucking tweets, comments on social media, under this dictatorial government. I put that up there for a fucking reason. That sickle and hammer, because that's what they are. On another note, yeah, let's really fuck off the richest man in the world. That's all going to push him towards Nigel Farage even more, isn't it? He's really going to want these fucking jokers gone. And at the same time, let's have a look, because they're going on and on and on about Farage and reform. They're seriously worried, eh? They're seriously worried, and that's what I like. But it's the constant just name calling without any substance behind it. The Labour Party, I'm heartbroken that it's ended up like this. I really am. So let's just go through a few stats, shall we? So on this migrants and stuff, I've done this, right? So they're now bringing in, so you have a cap of childcare, welfare, you know, benefits. They're now going to most probably abolish it. So you've got 14, this is off memory, 14 million kids, I got my notes, 14 million kids in the UK. The average family, not just white, the average family has 1.2 to 1.3 kids. So they're basically getting less somewhere down the line, right? In the Muslim community, they have anything from 3 to 7 kids. And if that's that woman, right, she follows the Muslim faith. So English kids of every colour, the families can't afford to have more than the 2 kids, right? But they're told God will, Muhammad, whoever will provide for them. And they have all these kids. Now, if they bring this new law in, it will work out per child per year £3,515. Now, if you actually look at the stats then, that equates to, in the Muslim community, they will get an extra £3.2 billion a year from you, the taxpayers, via the Labour Party. Good, eh? That's true. Just do your own research. Don't look at mine. Do your own research. This is true. So, who's going to benefit for that? The Muslim community. Yep. Let's get straight. I'm not a racist. I refuse to let them put me down as a racist, because by pushing me into the plastic patriot or the racist card puts every friend I've ever known, all my scooter chums, 99% of them, all my skinner friends that used to go and fight the National Front. We had a British movement turn up in Lowestoft, my hometown. We got rid of them. But they're now putting us all down as racists. I'm getting to near the end of this, and you're gonna this what's really gonna get me. But next one, Starmer. So Starmer now starts. You can't hear it very well at the beginning. The Tory party. He gloats. Oh, please have some decorum, I don't know, something a little bit more than what you're about to say. Water.
Now the Tories, do you remember them? Conference. The Tories, do you remember them? Conference. I don't know if they believed in grievance politics. And maybe they do now, when you see them turning away from the rule of law. It is honestly hard to tell. But one thing I do know, Conference, is that not once in 14 years did they ever properly stand up to it. But I will. I will fight with every breath I have. Fight for working people. Fight for the tolerant, decent, respectful Britain that I know. People say, Conference, that a nation like ours can't be a community, but it's too diverse, too divided. I reject that. That goes against everything I stand for, everything I've served, everything I understand about this great country that I love. So no matter how many people tell me that it can't be done, I believe Britain can come together, that we can pursue a shared destination, that we can unite around a common good. That is my ambition, the purpose of this government. End decline, reform our public services, grow our economy from the grassroots, and with resolve, with respect, with a flag in our hands, we will renew this country until we can say with total conviction that Britain is built for all. Thank you, Conference. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Conference. Fly those flags. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That flag, if you're in the Labour Party, but if you're not in the Labour Party, you're just a racist, or you're a plastic patriot, unless you're in the Labour Party. For all, I agree, for all. But he's looking at the for all, including all the illegals coming in. He's doing nothing about it. Literally nothing. Was it yesterday another 900 came over in one day? He's not stopped anything. Mudslinging and lies and lies and lies. That man, how the fuck did he ever get in power? It just is beyond me. So we're now going to have a look at that other numbnut, David Lammy. This is on the side, but at the conference at the weekend.
I will leave it for the public to come to their own judgments about someone who once flirted with Hitler Youth when he was younger. That is for the public.
I'm big enough and ugly enough and have security and all the rest of it to look after myself. But if you incite in this way by calling people racist, surely that has shades of what happened to my late friend Charlie Kirk, who they constantly called racist and Nazi, bigoted, transphobic, all of those words. And I genuinely am fearful. I'm fearful for our elected officers around the country. I'm fearful for our campaigners. I think, frankly, what Starmer has done is despicable, beneath contempt.
Right, on that, I'm getting a bigger picture of the Labour Party are actually inciting violence. I truly believe they're inciting violence. I've never heard it from Nigel Farage or the Reform Party. They're basically going out, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're racist, homophobic, you're a racist, you're homophobic, you're a racist, unless you're in the Labour Party. Are you getting it? And that's what happened to Charlie Kirk in America. We've done that in another piece, I don't really get it. And then that David Lammy coming out and talking about fucking all the Hitler Youth. That was before the Second World War. Fucking Nigel Farage is only 60. And just, it's mudslinging, but on belief. Literally, but on belief. I'm trying to look at my notes. David Lammy and Nigel Farage replies. Now, this even made me more sick, and I've now got to watch it with you. What it's like to be a patriot when you're a complete and utter cunt like this fucking idiot. I swore.
Prime Minister, you talked about doing patriotic things.
Painting a fence, running the raffle, cutting the half-time orange, or even that gentle knock on the door that checks that your neighbour is all right. That's real Britain, Conference.
Outside of prime ministerial duty, what was the last patriotic thing you did?
Well, leading my country.
But that's your duty as PM.
Yes.
So what's the last patriotic thing you did outside of a duty as the PM?
Well, I think all of us, myself included, have looked in on people, on our neighbours, to check they're all right. I do that as a friend and a neighbour all of the time, along with... I'm not claiming something special for myself.
No, okay.
But both myself and Vic tend to look after our community, look after our friends and neighbours, and I'm proud to do that. I'm not claiming any special role.
Can you believe any of that? Literally any of that at all? The half-time orange. What the fuckery fuck is he on? That's patriotic. Do you reckon he's ever cut a fucking orange in half and then bloody gave it out at a football match? He also talks about, I do the gentle knock on people's doors and make sure they're all right. He's a fucking multi-millionaire. He doesn't live on a fucking council estate or one of the little suburbs. He's a multi-millionaire. And do you know where he actually lives? He's the Prime Minister, number 10. So do you think the Prime Minister number 10 is, hello, excuse me, As Prime Minister next door, number 11 are you? Are you alright? Do you think he's ever fucking done that? Ever? Never in a million years. And do you want to see what happened outside his house during the week? Go on, let's play it.
And I've just gone around the corner so that I can hear you, because the loud noise is coming out of the protest that's just taking place outside of number 10 Downing Street. Is pretty deafening. It's mostly pro-Palestine protesters that are there right now. It is getting a bit violent, Ian. I've just seen 3 territorial squad police vans filled with officers just go onto Whitehall. Basically about sort of half an hour ago, the police cordon that was in place to try basically to control some of the protesters and to stop violence breaking out. That cordon was broken. I saw all the protesters cheering as they managed to break through that police line, but they are clearly trying to keep them in a small and tight area, basically in the middle of Whitehall. It's sort of just been pushed a little bit further down from Downing Street, so it's not quite on Keir Starmer's front window, so I'm sure he probably won't be able to see it, but he definitely will be able to hear it.
Yep. That was outside number 10. Didn't really see much of that, did you? It's about, again, pro-Palestinian, all that stuff, and then the murder up wherever they shot this guy. I'm not going into the detail on that. What I'm just saying is there's more unrest, and these are come from people that aren't patriotic British people of every colour. They're not patriotic or British. Fuck, can't believe him, eh? The half-time orange. What a fuck. People believe that shit. They clap him. Right, we're getting towards the end, so hang on. So we're now going to have a look. Nigel Farage, let's have a look.
Good afternoon. Well, the Labour Party conference is over. The second party conference of our governing Labour Party, a party that won the general election with a massive majority, but finds itself just 14 months in very deep and in many ways deserved trouble. It's been an extraordinary conference. I've been watching party conferences for half a century. Never before have I seen one name so dominate a conference. And the remarkable thing is, it's somebody that isn't even a member of the Labour Party. Yes, it's me, Nigel Farage, and I thought the Mac cartoon on the front of today's Telegraph summed the whole thing up rather beautifully. The sketch was 2 delegates leaving the Labour Party conference, one saying to the other, next year we're going to the Reform conference because they don't talk about Nigel Farage all the time. It has been obsessive, whether it's the Home Secretary, whether it's the Health Secretary. It is a constant attack on me and what I stand for and what we as Reform UK, a party that has led the opinion polls now for over 100 polls. It's an attack on everything that we stand for and believe in. What I've learnt this week is that the government are incapable of beating us on our arguments. And as a result, the Prime Minister has decided to descend into the gutter and all of his cabinet with him. Let us be clear. Reform want illegal migrants deported from our country. And as I speak, a further 400 have crossed the English Channel today. Reform want the benefit system to be for UK citizens, for British citizens only, not for foreign-born nationals. Reform want foreign criminals removed from our country ASAP. Labour says these policies are racist and immoral, and by implication, Reform supporters, Reform voters, Reform sympathisers are racist too. Yes, if you think we should control our borders, you are, by the definition of the Prime Minister and his cabinet, all racists. Now, I don't normally worry about abuse being thrown at me. I've got kind of used to it over the course of the last few years. But to accuse countless millions of being racist is a very, very low blow. Why? Well, this language will incite and encourage the radical left. I'm thinking of Antifa and other organisations like that. It directly threatens the safety of our elected officials and our campaigners. And frankly, in the wake of the Charlie Kirk murder, I think this is an absolute disgrace. I used to think the Prime Minister was a decent man, somebody that I could talk to and chat to. We might disagree on worldview, but I thought he was a profoundly decent human being. I am completely shocked at his behaviour. I hope when he wakes up tomorrow morning, he feels ashamed of what he has done. This is a desperate last throw of the dice from a Prime Minister who's in deep trouble, a Prime Minister who can't even command the support of half of his own party. But I'm sorry to say, I now believe that he is unfit to be the Prime Minister of our country.
I wouldn't normally give him a lot of headroom. He needed a reply, even on my little show. He's right. I've got it here. Gary, the question, how's it like being hateful? What is it like being hateful? We're not hateful. Nigel Farage is not hateful. The Reform Party, the members of the Reform Party, the Patriots, Patriot Day, that wasn't hateful. What is hateful is this Palestinian movement that went on. Hateful, Notting Hill, that was bloody hateful, wasn't it? With the fucking arrests. Peaceful, not protests even. Being a Patriot Day, you're a racist and you're a plastic patriot. By these people who are inciting violence, they're inciting their lefty loonies, and they are lefty loonies. I've got a little poster, look. They are lefty loonies. They're lefty loonies, and they're the ones inciting violence. And it was a lefty loony that killed Charlie Kirk, because the other side, the lefties, were inciting violence towards anyone that didn't agree with their narrative. And I don't agree with anything that comes out of their mouth anymore. Someone even did a poster, right? And it says, Starmer thinks you're a racist. They're absolutely right. They didn't mention in the last year in their conference that Rachel Reeves from Accounts has borrowed, what is it, £235 billion. They didn't even bother mentioning where the country's going on that one. Yes, it did grow by 0.2% GDP, but then when you're borrowing, tell me, James, if I'm wrong, but when you're borrowing your way out of debt, you don't long-term borrow your way out of debt, do you? It's all there, and it says where they spent the money. Some of it in good. They did spend 29 billion to boost the National Health Service. I agree with that. To finish, Keir Starmer, he said Nigel Farage doesn't like Britain, and the Reform leader wants to turn the UK into a competition of victims. He's the one turning it into a competition of victims, but they're going to be the victim because they're not going to be in power. They're not listening to the people. They're not listening to us expats from around the world either, who still have the voting right to actually call us a fucking racist. How low is I was a Labour man in the 80s. How low has the Labour Party become? How low did it start with Tony Blair? Then Gordon Brown, remember that lady said, I want these people out, and he, with the microphone still on, she's just an old bigot. Fucking Jesus, these people. And then you had 14 years of the Tory Party who did nothing except make it worse from Tony Blair's administration. We've got the digital ID that they want to bring in as well. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything left. I don't think I can say anymore. I'm just disgusted that that is the Labour Party, and this other man should get the new award, should he not? Here is Sadiq Khan after receiving his latest award, the Cunt Award. I hate that word cunt, but when I see him, Keir Starmer, the Labour Party, what the Labour Party has become, I'm shocked beyond words. Anyway, fellow racists, you have a good weekend. I hadn't planned on this, but after seeing all the clips calling everyone that doesn't agree with people like him, he's not British. That's not being racist, that's stating a fact. He would love an Islamic state, London, you know that. They've got Sharia law. This is, and see that, the Fabian Society, I'll put that in. The Fabian Society, that's Labour's little secret society, which Keir Starmer is high up in. He'll be in it. Tony Blair's in it. That's their forum to see how they want to structure the world without telling you when it comes to policies when you go to vote for them. And if you look at it, it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. And there's another wolf in sheep's clothing. Because if you think for 1 minute he's a good Christian and want a good Christian society, and he's for Christians and patriotism towards the UK, you've got another think coming, and you shouldn't be in my fucking show. Anyway, that's it. I don't think I lost it too much, Leslie, did I? For new viewers, Leslie's my next door neighbour who comes in every now and then. As I said, I do all the research. It's all here. I didn't mention a lot of it. There was no point to bring up, as I say, recap, plastic patriotism. Where'd that come from? Where does she get off? And then to have a Pakistani Home Secretary who says this is how you should live your life in the UK, Pakistani way of life, that's how I see it. You're a racist if you say anything against this woman. She's a vile woman. Look at some of the stuff online, YouTube about her. Put her name in and some of the speeches she said in private that people recorded on their phones. And she said, see there's the Fabian, anyone that flies this British flag is just a racist. So she's not English, is she? She's not British, she's not patriotic. Yet there she is, the Home Secretary. You have a good one, folks. Don't let them get you down too much. As I say, don't let them call you a racist. I've now got this poster that every time I see him posts all these lefties, I post this underneath them. The loony lefties. I've got one for New Zealand, I've got one for the UK, because they're just loony lefties. They are. The whole thing is like from a cartoon show, and then I don't get how fly your flags, everybody, and they're all clapping like little seals. Just remember at the end, conference, comrades, You have a good one, folks. Don't let it get you down. I have. Bastards.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I think we need to say it again. You're not racist for wanting safe streets. You're not racist for saying the NHS should put British people first when it's collapsing. You're not racist for marching in London on the 13th of September. You're not racist for flying the British flag in your own country. You're not racist because you disagree with the Labour Party and their woke minions. You're not racist for thinking that mass illegal immigration is unsustainable and illegal, and that Reform and Advance UK are the only ones daring to say it. But yesterday, Keir Starmer and David Lammy were disgusting, and they decided that if you support Reform, you're automatically racist. That's not leadership, that is slander. It's the oldest trick in the Labour playbook. Can't answer the facts, so smear the people. Did we learn nothing from the assassination of Charlie Kirk? Smearing people as racist. Putting a target on their back. It's not okay. And that's the freaking leader of our country. Since when did common sense become hate speech? Since when did wanting your own country back make you an extremist? You're not racist for refusing to kneel to their lies. You're awake, and that's what really scares them. You're not racist, you're just done being lied to. Okay, thanks, bye.
Oh, God, blimey.